Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode on the Glory Reds FCs. It's your boys, Benito and Pastor D. What's good, my guy?
Yeah, man, all is well. Looking
Hmm.
forward to tomorrow's match. We're playing. Um, I don't want to say a rival team, but
They are, they are,
yeah, they
they
are.
are,
Recently there's been some bad blood between us and Newcastle, so it's definitely one of those rival matches that is it's gonna be intense, and the heat is definitely gonna be dialed up to 1,000 during that
bro,
match. You know,
bro. But
yeah,
I somehow fancy our chances. You know that. I do.
yeah,
I don't
really,
know. Yeah, I do. I fancy our chances for
okay,
some weird reason. Okay, not for some weird reason.
yeah.
I was looking at because I watched the PSG, so I saw their starting lineup and I looked at their bench and everything, and I noticed that Newcastle are missing a lot of players, actually
Yeah,
a lot of important players.
yeah,
And if that is really true, then them using the same players that played in Champions League is going to have an effect on this game. Believe it,
yeah,
like that. Remember last season they smacked us 2-0 and everybody
yeah,
was wondering, hey, why we were knackered. So they're also going
yeah,
to feel this fatigueness. If they're going to repeat the same team, I think
yeah,
they're going to feel it. However,
yeah.
it is going to be a cracker. They are not
No,
going like
yeah,
St.
yeah,
James Park
yeah.
is hostile. It has been
True.
hostile for us for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And didn't that 2-0 defeat come after we beat them in the EFL final?
it did. It
Because we
did.
played them back to back. We beat them. They
Yeah.
felt hard done by, and then they just came back with like the vengeance. Like
No,
we
the
were
the
supposed
game
to
came
win it.
after I think we had played Barcelona. It didn't come immediately.
Really? It wasn't
Yeah.
immediate.
No,
Oh, okay. All
it
right. So we
wasn't
played
immediate.
them, Barca, and then we played them
Yes.
again.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
remember, it was in the same time we got smacked up by Liverpool. So I think Newcastle, Liverpool, they smacked us up about the same time. And that's the time when I'm telling you that we were just anyway, but
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
story for
yeah.
another day.
Yeah, yeah, true.
So I didn't watch the game,
Okay.
the Champions League game. I
Yeah.
just came back the next morning. I'm seeing all this news. Thanks to the Tanzanian electricity company called Tanesco, they just decided to cut electricity 1 hour before the game. Bro,
Yeah.
you have no idea
Yeah.
how mad I went.
Yeah.
But I need you to walk me through the emotions. I need you to
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
me through
yeah.
everything because like I was like following the game on the app, like watching notifications just coming in, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So obviously going into this game, I knew we had to win.
Yeah.
And like I had that feeling in my gut. You know that feeling that United always take us to when
Yeah.
you're not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I'm just seeing goal number one, goal number two,
Yeah.
2-1, then 3-1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what's going on? I'm losing my
Yeah.
mind. So
Yeah.
I chill because I'm saving battery because you never know. Maybe,
Exactly.
yeah. So then I'm like, okay, now the game is over. Let me check what's going on, bro.
Yeah.
When I opened and I just saw 3-3, my heart sank. It sank deep because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just saw our Champions League chances just go poof.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
Yep.
game was a must win,
Yep.
must bloody win.
Yeah.
Then I immediately jump on to see what's going on, and everybody's screaming Onana, Onana, Onana. So please,
Yeah.
you are my
Yeah, man.
eyes. Talk me
Yeah.
through it.
That game, it was mental. All right. It was end to end. The goals that were scored, the manner in which they were scored, Ganacho coming in again with that
Uh,
early goal for us, Bruno Fernandes belter, you know,
uh,
man, that
the
goal,
Magnifico.
fam. It's man, ish man. It was something else. And to
Uh,
be fair, Scott McTominay as well, just being in the right place at the right time,
yeah,
doing what our strikers and our forward players are supposed to be doing. Here
yeah.
comes McSauce stepping up to the plate, reading the situation, putting himself where he needs to be. And
Uh,
it's so funny because McTominay,
mm.
when it comes to goal scoring opportunities, he's alert, fam.
It's crazy.
He's it's like he just gets into the zone. It's like this goal scoring spirit just takes over him and he's just there. Like his awareness just sharpens, you know? But then when it comes to defensive duties, my boy
I
is
was
just all
actually,
over the place, fam.
I was just
Yeah.
about to say, D. Apart
Yeah.
from that goal, what else did he bloody do?
Like he literally almost cost us a penalty again.
What?
Literally almost cost them. I don't even know how that penalty was not even given, you know? And the funny thing is, when they played the replay, I saw it and then I just looked away. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to see what's going on because I know I'm going to be upset. I don't want to see the slowdown. I don't want to see the different angles. I don't want to see the
Yeah,
VAR. No, I'm just going to turn away, be on my phone, and just wait for the decision whether it's gonna be a penalty or not. And
yeah,
honestly, to my surprise, I was shocked that the penalty actually didn't stand. Like it wasn't given. And you know what's also funny? Yeah,
yeah.
I was checking an Instagram post, and apparently, I think it was the first goal that
That,
Galatasaray scored. Yeah,
yeah.
apparently that goal was not supposed to count according to the IFAB laws. So
Why?
apparently there's a free kick law that says if there if there's like a three or more man war, then the opposition's like players are not allowed to stand 1 yard apart
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah, yes, yes,
goal.
there's that,
Something
yes,
something along
yes,
those
yeah,
lines. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Uh
And
huh.
then yeah, so apparently that goal is not supposed to stand. And this brings me back to something we spoke about before the international break,
The
right?
rules.
When we spoke about the rules and how they're not consistent and what exactly are the rules. You understand what I mean? Because VAR has not been consistent, right? And I think this is what prompted a lot of people to go and actually check the rule book and say, actually, Wagwan. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
I think there was even another game where we had not us, but there was another team that was called for offside, and the line that they drew, it wasn't the same line that they usually draw, which apparently is supposed to be from the shoulder,
From the
armpit.
shoulder. Yeah.
Exactly. But it seemed like they counted the player's knee or something, and that's not supposed to count. You check. So I'm like,
What?
what is going on? You understand? And now, obviously, now this news comes out and says, according to the IFAB laws, that rule's not supposed to count. You check.
Mm.
So I don't know if the rules are just too complex for the officials to like manage during the game,
Mm.
that they miss it, and if they do miss it, is there an opportunity for them to go back and say, okay, we're going to remove that goal and United actually win that game 3-2? Like, is that going to be allowed? But anyway, we'll save this for another episode. We'll dive into the IFAB laws, but let's focus on the match.
Interesting.
Like I said, what was so disappointing is we go 2 goals up twice, you know, and then we still end up conceding the goals, right? Which is, it sucked. And when we equalized, I was shocked, not shocked, you know, because I'm like, this is typical United. You're
Yeah.
leading, boom, you draw. You understand what I'm saying? And
There's
then
always
it's
that
like,
feeling down there that they might lose the lead or
exactly,
that.
you check. And
Yeah.
the thing is, even when we're three up, like that doesn't tell the whole story. Same thing with the Everton match. We won the game 3-0. But
Yeah.
3-0 is, if you look at the score, you would think, oh wow, they beat Everton 3-0. No, we just scored 3 goals. You understand what I mean? That game could have literally gone any direction. You
I hear
understand?
you.
That's,
I
that's the
hear you.
problem with United. When other teams beat other teams 3-0, when you go and watch that game, you're like, fuck, these guys lost 3-0. When
Yeah.
United go and win 3-0, it's like, yeah, hey, you guys won 3-0. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was like this thing could have gone either way. And it just boiled down to individual moments, right? Now, a lot of people are giving Onana flank for, you know, this match and saying he cost us the game and that and
Well, what's
all
that
of
all
that.
about?
Like, look, I get where it's coming from, but I honestly believe they're just being way too harsh about it. Because when we were
Mm.
3 up, right? There
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of mistakes that are already happening during the game. First mistake starting Scott McTominay. Yes, he scored a goal. We appreciate that, but already he wasn't having a good game. All
Yeah.
right, in the midfield, he
Yeah.
wasn't. There was no energy. There was no effort in trying to track back and defend. All his energy was just concentrated up front there. and we don't need the energy there. We needed it in the midfield so we could not get overrun.
Mm.
Amrabat had a decent game, you know, and then of course we had a lot of goal scoring opportunities which we did not bury. You understand? Because yes, I get we're in sort of like goal scoring form, 6 goals in 2 games, but there were a lot of chances where it's like, come on, man, you should have just made the pass. A lot of the time, the forward players were frustrated. You know how the strikers do it when another player scores and they do that gesture like, I was
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
I was here. You know what I mean? Here, I wanted it here. Why did you shoot? You check. So there was a lot of that during the game, right? But then let's bring it back to Onana. That first goal, we can argue about it. It's 50-50, right? Some would say he prematurely dived, which is true, but hey, man, with free kicks it's tight, it's very and with keepers they rely a lot on instinct, right? Because sometimes you just don't know how fast that ball is going to be moving, so you can't necessarily wait for the ball to go over the wall for you to now make that instinctual dive or whatever. Because if you wait for it, you dive, but then you get beaten, it scores, you get blamed. If you jump before it goes another direction, it scores, you get blamed. So there's no win-win with those type of free kicks,
yeah.
right? So that's what I'm saying. With that first one, I can put up an argument and say I think it's a bit harsh to judge him on that one. The second one, though, because it was taken at a much further distance, that one I can thoroughly judge him on because he had all the time to see the ball come to him, and then he decides to use, I don't even know where he got this technique from, because the boys it's swinging in, and he decides to tuck in his gloves and try and catch it, which is very risky. Ball moving at that speed, hits the ground, hits his gloves, slippery ground, anything can happen. You don't want to take that risk. The most logical thing to do is to point your gloves facing out, so if you don't catch it, at least it deflects the opposite direction.
You carry
You
it
check.
away.
So
Yeah,
exactly. So that one, I 100% blame him for that goal. That was just like you could even see the demeanor from the players when the ball went in. It's like, come on, bro, come on. This is like goalkeeping 101. You can't be making those type of mistakes because these type of mistakes is what cost us games.
yeah, yeah.
Third game, absolute belter. That one, man, it was gonna be difficult for any keeper to stop it. You understand? But
I've heard
like I
the
said,
arguments that, man, this game
yeah,
was like a goalkeeper's nightmare because apparently Onana got a lot of shit wrong.
yeah,
Like, yeah, like so,
he
you
did.
know, so like he made basic mistakes, and
Yeah,
which was uncharacteristic about. Well, I shouldn't say uncharacteristic about him because he's been making a lot of mistakes this season. But
true.
I mean, for the goalkeepers who are the pro goalkeepers, they were looking at it and be like, "What?" Even
Yeah,
the third goal that you were saying
yeah,
that any goalkeeper would have stopped. They said that nah, the angling
yeah,
that he took was poor. It's like,
yeah,
you know what? I don't really know what to say about Onana, but
yeah.
I do understand the pressure of becoming a United goalkeeper. Like
True.
it's not going to be you Onana, rather he goes through it now.
Yeah, true. True.
Rather he goes through it now,
Yep.
knows how the pressure is, continue building himself and going forward because there's no turning back. Like
100%.
I don't think United are in any position to start looking for another goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Like I don't think that that's up for any kind of discussion.
true.
So there's no looking back. He just needs to look forward.
100%.
So, man, I don't know. Like the only thing I can say is that United fans just need to brace themselves. Like what?
Yeah.
Like I guess let's give him time. But man,
Yeah.
the thing that kills me, it's like what you said in the previous like in one of our episodes. You were like he was brought in for now to do
Yeah.
the job now.
Yes.
There
Yes.
is no time for him to have his honeymoon. Nah, this is
Yeah.
United.
Yeah.
Heavy, where's the what they say, you know?
Yep.
So
Yep.
he took over from David De Gea. He
Yeah.
needs to heavy the what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
bruh, I don't know. I don't know, bruh. I don't know.
And the funny thing is, I saw this post on Instagram. I hate Instagram posts, man. Instagram posts, and it's always from these stupid ESPN, CBS, all these nonsense people, Sky. You know, I hate when they put up stats that don't tell the whole story. You know, so they basically put a stat. Actually, this is from
That
United itself, from
they put
Manchester
a stat
United.
that argues whatever that,
Exactly.
yeah, that makes
Exactly,
them
but
look good,
it's
whatever
it's
it is
it's
that.
dumb, you know what I mean? This one actually was by United, I just remembered now. So, basically, it was United out of the top goalkeepers has the most clean sheets this season. I said sharp, you know?
What
What Yeah, Onana
is it?
has got more clean sheets than, what's his name
Oh
by,
yeah.
Edison,
Are you serious?
then
These games that
Ramsdale.
we've been having.
Yes, yes. Then what you call his face
What?
by Liverpool? Um,
Allison.
is it Allison? Yes, I don't know. I was about to say Adrian, but
Hey,
yes.
what about
But
Vicario, the
ah,
Tottenham
man, I
guy?
can't remember. I'll need to go back to Instagram and check that thing. But anyway,
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I respect the stupid stats, but the reason why I'm saying it's stupid, né, is because if you now put up another stat and say, out of these goalkeepers, who is considered the most
The most
goals?
goals.
Onana, he
Onana,
number one. Do you
number
understand what I'm
one.
saying? You get
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say. So don't
yeah,
try and like, you know, what's the other thing you said the other episode? Like, don't make us look like fools. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Don't
yeah.
make us. We know
Don't
what's
insult
going
our
on. Don't
intelligence,
don't,
except.
don't exactly. Don't insult our intelligence. Don't come here just because United Onana is getting shit from the Galatasaray game. Oh, let's prop this post so that we can, oh, look
So
look
we're
at
looking like,
Onana. It's not as
oh,
bad as we think
right.
it is. No, it's bad. The amount of goals we are conceding is bad. You check. And
Yeah.
that's the important stat. I don't care about, yes, I care about the clean sheets, but we can't keep on conceding goals like this. And then they can't come around and say, no, Onana is the most clean sheets. Harry Maguire, his win ratio. No, you like piss off.
Man,
You know what I mean? Don't
man,
come here with this nonsense. We are
yeah,
watching the matches. We see what's going on. You can't fool us. But anyway, back to the match, right?
yeah.
Just to
So
wrap it up.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, one of the starting lineup, I saw Anthony inside there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man,
How
Anthony
was he?
Anthony, like I said, personally, I think he had his best game so far, this season.
Okay.
Honestly,
Can you
he
compare
just
it to any game last season?
the thing is, nah,
Yeah.
probably even better than last season.
What?
I think this was thus far his best performance, with
Really?
Manchester United. I promise you. I promise you. The performance was off the charts. He it's man, it literally felt like a different Anthony.
Wow.
Literally. He was
Wow.
so in tune with the game. He just showed so much passion, so much like awareness, so much like, you know, I need to get this thing done. Not just like chilling by the edge. The thing that he does where he rolls the
Yeah,
ball with
yeah.
his foot. He
And
loves
then
doing
he,
that. Like
yeah,
you would run and then you would roll it. He wasn't doing that, fam.
he was on a
It
mission.
was kick, run, look, pass. You understand what I mean? And then the one twos. It honestly felt like a brand new Anthony. It was a breath of fresh air, and I was so happy. With just
Wow.
that, with that performance, I'm like, yeah, this Anthony, this one, he needs to start what you call
Against
this
Newcastle.
against Newcastle.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
100%.
Like he's
Yeah.
been like, it's so funny how when like this is what we want.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is what we want. We want to see our players doing good.
Yeah.
It's when they start, like when their performance is bad, and then they also look like they don't give a shit. That
Yeah.
pisses us off.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's like, yo,
Yep.
dude, care. Show that
Yeah.
you care because we care. Like we
Exactly.
are pissed off here. So
Yeah.
I'm actually pleased with that, man. I'm really, really, really pleased with that. Did we
Yeah.
miss Rashford in that game?
No. Unfortunately. I'm sorry it came out so fast, but I didn't even have to think about it. It was so instinctual.
I know. I
Just
felt
it
you. I
was a
felt you.
reflex. It was a reflex. Just
And
Did we miss him? No.
what about the substitutes? Man? The substitution.
Substitutes, yeah, man. Substitutes were spot on. I was happy with them. Like I said, Ten Hag is definitely improving with these subs, taking out the right people,
Mm,
bringing in the right people. Just o- bringing that balance,
yeah.
into the match. I'm loving it. Like before, it was just like weird subs. Like you would take off Casemiro and bring on Mount. You're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, you
And
understand
little
what I
did we
mean?
know that these guys' fitness
Yeah.
was like this.
Yeah, exactly. It was just this random, substitutions. It's like, what's happening, But
And
definitely the subs have improved. Yeah.
Rasmus and Martial,
Ras,
anything?
yeah, man. Ras graveyard shift. Like I said,
The
it's
usual.
why you
Hey,
not giving me the ball? Why? You know what I mean? Like, give me the ball, I do my job. You understand? That's why
yes.
I'm here. You are there to supply me the ball. That's how it works. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate, and I just really hope that these players can now, I don't know, just start giving him the ball.
Mm,
And the thing with Scott McTominay, right? And I'm not trying to like create an issue or an agenda with Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay, he'll play during the game, and when he's in the final third, you'll find passes, and if he has an opportunity here and there, you'll maybe attempt it. But as soon as he scores the first goal, that's it. Scott McTominay's not gonna pass until the end of the game and until he's subbed off. As long as he's gonna be in that final third area, as long as he's gonna be within range to shoot, he's going to shoot. You
mm,
understand? It's like I got my first one, I won my second. You
mm.
understand? And I've noticed that with Scott McTominay. As soon as he scores in that match, that's it. You're not gonna expect anything else from him but him just wanting to take shots at the goal. And he's
Mm.
not gonna try and distribute it in any shape or form at all. And in fact, as soon as he gets his goal, that's when he completely switches off from defense. He's like, I've got my goal. I'm now staying there. I'm not coming back. You guys figure out midfield without me. You know, I'm now there. I'm now Rasmus. Find
Bro,
me. You
you know
know?
what I was thinking the other day, or not even the other day, probably yesterday or the day before yesterday. And I was
Yeah.
like, a lot of managers are converting players into
Yeah.
things. Why are we not putting Scott McTominay? Like I thought about it. Like I really,
Yeah.
really thought about it. Like what you just mentioned right now it really even emphasizes what I was thinking about because
Yeah.
he's really thinking like a striker, and I was a striker.
Yep.
Like
Mm.
if I've scored my goal, like I'm just like okay, I get it, but then here's the here's the conundrum that he's in. He's a midfielder. He's supposed to
That's the thing.
provide. Now,
That's
if
the
you score
thing.
your first goal and then you switch off, then you just
Dude,
shoot like what the
dude.
like you might as
He,
well
he
become a
might
striker.
exactly. He might as well be our third striker. Rasmus,
Hey,
Martial, McTominay. I'm not gonna have a problem with it.
me
You know,
too. I
my
honestly
problem
know,
is they put him in the midfield and he doesn't want to play in the midfield. Then
bro.
it's like You know what I mean? Then that's obviously that problem is the manager's problem. Now we have to complain to the manager. So it's not a
Yeah,
Scott
yeah,
McTominay problem. It's the
yeah.
manager's problem. You
I
check because now it's like
honestly,
manager. This guy doesn't want to play in this position. Why are you starting him there? You know.
bro.
But yeah, man.
In fact, there are actually two United players that I actually think that they should be converted, bro.
Okay.
I think Scott McTominay should be a striker, and I think Dalot should be a winger.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Delo should be a winger.
I think Dalot should
100%.
be a winger, like a
Mhm.
full time winger, like an
Mhm.
Anthony and what. And him, he's old school because he can
Yep.
whip that ball in. So like,
Exactly.
why not? Like he will be our nanny on that side. Like why not?
Hey, man.
Like because honestly, man, there's one Bisaka. Like come on, man. Like
Yep.
are we still
And
arguing about this? Like
exactly.
are we still
Dude,
talking
I
about who's better
mean,
than between the two? When
fam.
Aaron Wan Bissaka is better defensively and is
Yep.
actually challenging him when it comes offensive as well. You
Exactly.
know, so I think Dalot will actually be better as a striker, just like how I mean as a winger, just like
Yeah.
how Trent. Like it makes no sense that that guy's a right back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like we get it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We get it, cool. But that guy is a
Yeah.
winger or a midfielder. Like he has that je ne sais quoi with the passes, man. He's got that. You know what I mean? Come on. So,
Yeah, man.
and Scott McTominay has got that. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say these
yeah,
players in and around that.
yeah, yeah.
Because what's funny, even in the match preview, I even said I was like, I can say it with my chest that Scott
Yeah,
McTominay is one of the most clinical players around the box.
yeah,
But we put him in as a midfielder, hoping that
jeez.
he does offensive things, which is that is the only loophole we need to fix,
Yep,
Manchester United.
yep, yep, yep. True.
And we are playing Newcastle, my dude. We need to
Yeah,
talk
man.
about that.
On to Newcastle. On to
Woo!
Newcastle. It's gonna be a tough match.
Uh-huh.
They have injuries. We have injuries. Some would argue that they have more important players that are injured versus us. You
True, it
know,
is.
but man, I can also put an argument, but I don't even know if it's worth it anymore. But
Which
anyway,
argument? Like Varane?
we don't have Varane, we don't have Martinez, we don't have
Well,
Casemiro, we
Varane is
don't have
there.
Eriksen. You know what I mean? Rashford is off form. You get what I'm saying? I can go on and on and on and on. You check. But at the
Yeah,
end of the day, we're united, and that's why no one's gonna accept those excuses. They're like, "No, you guys are united.
true.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah.
compare against Bo Burn and Wilson, and you get what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
regardless of their form,
Wilson injured.
yeah, Wilson is injured. Regardless of their form, you can't, you know what I mean, talk about
Yeah.
them like that. It's almost like when Leicester won form, you know, fuck, bruh, just bringing back memories. Fucking Vardy, bruh, just going and breaking a record, hitting a belter. David De Gea just had to not save it. There goes Vardy's breaking a
Hey, you
record
and
9 and
Leicester.
9.
You and Leicester.
Dudes!
You
Ah,
and Leicester.
fam. Dog. But anyway, but yeah, back to Newcastle stuff, fam.
Yeah, bro.
It's going to be a tough match. It's gonna be a tough match, and
There are
like I
going to
said,
be some very important battles tomorrow.
they are, and those guys are like they just have a system. They have a system. They have the players to replace injured players in that system,
Yeah,
and that system just works clockwork. You check. There's no
yeah.
one being inverted. There's no one being converted. There's no one. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have those type
Everybody
of
is in
issues.
their slot.
Everyone is in their slot. They have the exact replacement for whoever is injured to go there and fit into that system and keep that train running. Whereas with us, it's a problem because we are short. We some could argue we don't even have a true CDM. We're talking about how Kobe Mainu, Casimiro, who's the other one we spoke about? Was it Amrabat? These
Mm,
versatile midfielders who can play
mm,
CDM, Cam,
mm,
and CM. You
mm,
check. They're not, true CDMs as you may want to put it.
mm,
So we have been lacking in that department for a long time. Kobe Manu is a player that thankfully he just excels in that role like he was made for it. You
mm,
know,
mm.
I know a lot of people compare him to a lot of players in a mixed match and whatever, but when I see Kobe Manu play, and not like his style or whatever, but he just reminds me of Paul Scholes, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's his composure. I don't know if it's the way he moves on the pitch.
Yeah.
But with that Everton game, when I was watching him, it's like I just saw Paul Scholes. You know, I
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. Like, when
He,
Paul Scholes was playing, you just had that confidence, fam. You just knew that midfield was secure. And maybe
yeah.
that's why he reminds me of Paul Scholes. Not so much of the way he plays, but
Mm.
just how you had that security knowing that, oh man, our midfield is A-okay,
Bro,
because he's there.
bro, let me add on to
Yeah,
that. The gaffer was speaking and he talked about Kobe Mainu.
yeah,
And he talked about because they were asking him about him, like, yeah, man, these usual questions. Everybody trying
mm,
to push this whole thing. And then the
yeah,
manager, what did he say? I forgot the exact word that he used, but he was pretty much saying his vision. Like he
yeah.
says, when you see him play, you always see he's got a lot of space. He knows
Dude,
how to
it's
change.
it's
He knows how to
madness.
play. It's like he's by
Fam,
himself. Yeah, like he's
dude.
by himself.
Ah,
That is a
man.
quality that like you
Yeah, yeah.
can't teach it.
Yeah.
You either have it or you don't. You know what I mean?
Dude.
and
Dude,
he has it.
man, that was perfect. And you know when
Yeah,
you said it,
yeah,
it just it just dawned to me. Like I just realized I'm like, oh yes, when he
yeah.
has the ball, he's alone.
He's
He's
alone.
got so
Like,
much
and you'll be
space. He's got
surprised.
so
You'll be like,
much
this
space.
kid,
And like
how?
how?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
It's so true.
yeah.
It's so true,
Man,
man.
we have a
Ah man,
gem.
Kobe's such a
Have
breath of
a
fresh air, man.
gem. And let me
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
what, we keep this kid. This kid is gonna be our future CDM. Trust that
Dude,
Manchester United
man, it's gonna
is
be a future
alright
captain.
for the next couple of
Yeah,
years because this is the
dude.
one position that, like, since Carrick left and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
say under Herrera,
And the Herrera, yes.
like we've not had a consistent
Nope.
CDM and we've just
Mm-mm.
not had a stable midfield.
Yep.
So to
Yep.
actually have a kid from the academy who is playing,
Fam.
been there, done that, got the t-shirt and
Oh
fuck off, like,
man, my
please,
guy.
nah, like
That
I
is
can't.
just
Like he's giving
yeah.
me the same vibes I was feeling with Mason Greenwood. You know, when
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood broke in,
Dude.
you're like, man,
Dude. I'm telling
bro,
you now, these
did you?
boys.
I'm gonna go
Uh
a little bit
fam.
left. Did you see
eh,
Greenwood's belter?
Dude.
Hey,
Man.
my boy is
Man.
back.
Man. Man. Man.
My
Man.
boy is back, my
and
G.
and and this has been the biggest problem with Greenwood because in the beginning people are like, is he a lefty? Is he a righty?
He's
And then somewhere along the line, people just said he's it's like he's left
he's
biased because that's where he gets most of his goals from the
yeah,
left side with his
yeah.
left foot. But he can equally do the same with his right. You
He's
check, but
ambidextrous. What is that? The
I don't know
But
what the
he's a
term is.
lefty. He's a
But
lefty, but
the
mm,
thing is that belter that he scored, he has actually scored a similar goal like that at United.
bruh,
I think it was
that was
during
cupcake for him at United.
dudes. That
That's
that
been,
that's standard. That's bread and
when I
butter for
saw
him
that
every
goal, I said my
yeah,
boy is back. Bro,
yeah,
I went
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mad. I went
Dude.
mad. Like, how many goals now? Four, I think.
Yeah,
Four.
yeah, yeah,
Three
yeah, yeah,
assists.
yeah.
Come on.
Come
Imagine we
on,
had
man.
him in this depleted
Dude,
country of ours.
dude, 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 dude.
Man, I hope Sir Jim
Like
is working magic. I want Mason Greenwood back. But listen,
hard,
we're still
hard.
talking about Newcastle here. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
man. So besides from injuries, like I said, I think Newcastle, there's been some bad blood of late. We
yes.
haven't beat them in the
Mhm.
what you call this, the last three fixtures. Obviously the one that we just played right now that we mentioned, we lost 2-0.
Yeah.
They played home, and
Mm.
then when we were home before that, we drew 0-0, and then when we played at their ground, we drew 1-1. So out of in the past 3 games, we've
Yeah.
only scored once against us, and they've scored 3 against us. So not good stats. The
Nah.
last person to score was Edison Cavani. So and he's not even at the club. So clearly, ever since they got that Arab money,
Eh,
they've
hey,
been a difficult
but my guy, one guy in the Glory Reds in the group made me
yeah,
laugh. He
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
like, "This guy is like Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is a
Yeah.
boner for us. This guy
Yeah.
is,
Let me go see that.
and the analogy that he used, like saying he has a boner for us, but it is
Yeah.
so true
Yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah.
like, ever since they had that spat of time wasting, playing too rough, blah blah blah. You
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
there was a little
Yeah.
back and
Yep.
forth with the gaffers,
Yep.
blah.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Howe has, like, the games have been intense. Like, I've just always had this
Yeah.
fear, like,
Yeah.
not fear, but this nervousness going into a match against Newcastle. And
Yeah.
I kind of do going into this one, but at the same time, like I said, I do fancy our chances this time. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Like,
Yeah.
I fancy us going to do the business. I know it's gonna be tough because we're playing away,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We're playing away.
St. James Park is not easy, but we've been playing away games and doing, we've been doing,
Yep.
but that's in Europe. And
Yep.
here's another thing that I heard that I thought was very interesting, as into,
Okay.
because people were talking about why is it that United seem like they're playing very well in Europe and not in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I was reading somewhere where it's like they were just equating, okay, maybe the guy was being biased towards the fact that it's the Premier League, the Premier League is the
Yeah.
best, it's fast, it's intense.
Yeah.
But he was saying, like, in Europe, you're getting a mixed masala. It's a mixed bag. You're not getting the
Yes,
same
yes.
intensity that we're getting in the Premier League week in, week out.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
maybe that's why United seem to look like they struggle against and have this sort of freedom. Because in Europe,
yeah,
it's almost like it's an open game, that
yeah,
side for them. But I don't know.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think I can agree to it to a certain extent. And because it's a tournament,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm, mm.
You can't really play the long game
True.
because you have to get out of the group stage, right? You have to play six. Is it 6 games that you play? Was it five? What am I? No. How many games do
Six
you play?
games. Six
You play
games.
one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, you play 6 games,
Yeah.
right? So there's no long game. You know what I mean? There's no long term plan. It's like you need to win X amount of games for you to qualify. So
Mm,
when you go in there, you have to play all out every single fucking game. You can't go in that tournament saying, okay, we're gonna chill this one, we're gonna rest the player for that one, we'll get a
mm,
draw here, then what? No, like the
mm,
intensity is always up. So there's no one in the Champions League who's gonna go there and say, oh, we're gonna play a low block this game,
mm,
you know,
mm,
we're gonna
mm,
park the bus. Nah, everyone is like, we need to score goals. We need to get points. That's the theme. You know what
mm,
I mean? It's Europe. Every striker there wants to make a name for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Every defender wants to show that you're not gonna get bypassed me. Like
mm,
everyone has a point to prove in the biggest football stage, you know, in Europe. So I think that's why you see a lot of end-to-end football in the Champions League because there's no long game. It's a short tournament, right? It's
mm,
obviously spread out over a long period of time, but when you actually think about it, it's very
mm,
short. I mean, literally, if it's comparable to World Cup, you know,
mm.
if you wanted, you could literally separate Champions League and play it in a month and it would be done. You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
Literally, you
Yeah.
know, but it's spread out across,
Yeah.
months, just
Mm,
exactly throughout the year because of other tournaments, etc. So I
mm,
think that's why, in the Champions League, we get that sort of like good performance, maybe because of the amount of goals that are scored, then the goals sort of like relate to good performance, where it's not really that case. It's
yeah.
just because I mean, literally, the Galatasaray match was a messy match. Literally, when you watch it, it was messy. There was nothing like you couldn't say, "Oh, look at the tactics here. Look at the tactics there. Look what they did there." No, it was messy. It was up and down. You know what I mean? As soon as the opposition got the ball, we got the ball. We're kicking it back straight into the field. Like, let's go. We don't have time for like want to play it out from the back. No, even when they try to play it out from the back, the intensity to like and the pace to move the ball like up the pitch
Mm,
very fast. Unlike in the Premier League. Premier League, you'll see the defenders ping ponging against each other, sideways passes. Let's look there. What can we do? Okay, back to the goalkeeper. That doesn't happen in Champions League. That didn't happen during the Galatasaray match. It was once the ball is like passed, it's going forward. It's not coming back. You check. So yeah, man. That those are my thoughts.
all right,
Um,
man. So we're playing Newcastle. Of the,
yeah,
I mean, even though, like I said, like that, they're weakened a little bit. There are going to be a lot of things that we need to do to actually beat them.
yeah.
Now, what do you think are going to be some of the important key battles in that
All
match
right.
tomorrow?
So I'm gonna combine this with my predicted starting 11. All right.
Okay, okay,
So the key thing that we need to do is start the right players because
all
this
right.
is gonna be a difficult match. Like we said, Eddie Howe has got a bone to pick with us.
The
The
bonus.
intensity. You know, understand what I mean? And because both teams don't have the certain players that they wish they had, they would
Yeah.
definitely want to make up for that. You check. So it's definitely going to be a high intense game, right? And for me, the key thing is who he's going to start. He
Okay.
needs to start Kobe Mano. It's so funny that we brought Amrabat in, and Kobe Mano is sort of like doing a way better job than Amrabat, which is like, okay, then why did we even get Amrabat in the first place? Obviously, we do need him, and I'm not trying to throw shit at Amrabat, but yeah, it's just one of those things that we need to be solid because these Newcastle players, they are no joke. All
Mm,
right.
mm,
There's I don't know what it is. Like I said, it's just that system, it's just that I don't know even what to call it. but there's just something that has been like injected into these boys that's just making them play, I don't know, like efficiently. It's like that they're being more efficient about how they play. There's really nothing special about a lot of these Newcastle players when you think about it.
Give
You
me
know,
bonus.
you can't, yeah, you know what I mean. You can't really like, say, oh, there's this player. This is his quality. When I watch him play, I get goosebumps. No, they just have a system in play. They do what they need to do, and they just go and score bangers. I honestly don't know what it is that's making them so juiced up and perform like how the way they're performing. And it's so irritating, to be honest, because you look at the team, you're like, what's special about you guys? Honestly, what's special? You know, do any of them even play for their national side? You check what I'm saying, fam.
And
Like
they do, they do.
it's stupid, fam. Like Newcastle, it's a very stupid team. Like you just don't understand how they're just where they are and what they're doing.
I
It
don't
doesn't make
understand
sense.
what makes them look so juiced up.
Dude, it's honestly. But anyway, look. Oh,
You know
mate.
what's funny, D? Because
Yeah.
I was like, I was thinking by now Eddie Howe should be sacked. Like there's no
Dude,
way. Like
fam.
I'm still surprised he's the manager. You know?
Dog.
So that same question again, like what is it that's making these guys so juiced up? Like what the fuck?
Dude.
And for me, I'm thinking
Yeah.
it's the Rolls Royces that they're getting, man, from Saudi
Dude.
Arabia.
Dude. Hey,
The bonus.
that Arab
There's no
money,
other
my
thing.
guy. Ah, my
Ah,
guy. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the
No,
way you said it,
100%.
bruh, yeah, you killed me. You were so
But
concerned. You're like, bruh, these guys, like, nobody's fighting them, but they're just pissed. Like, they just, like, I
dude.
know what you mean. You know, this
Ah,
Newcastle reminds me of Mourinho, Chelsea Mourinho, Mourinho's Chelsea.
yeah. Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Mourinho's Chelsea?
Dude, with Anelka.
Uh,
Ah, dog.
with,
That Chelsea
with
team
every,
annoyed me.
bro,
Ah!
bro.
Fam. That Chelsea team. Ah, that was
Nah,
the most annoying team.
I'm
That was
telling
the
you.
most annoying team. But anyway, starting
Yes,
lineup.
the starting
Let's
lineup.
think because we don't have a lot of time left here. I
Yeah.
think we've got like 7 minutes. But anyway, um, so here's what I think Ten Hag is gonna go for, not
All right.
what I want. So this is I'm in Ten Hag's head right now. Andre
Okay.
Onana, Diego Dalot, Magaloff, Luke Shaw. In the midfield, I think you'll start Kobe Menu, 100% starting Max Source, starting Bruno Fernandes. Front three, definitely starting Rashford. Has to start Garnacho. He's on goal scoring form, and he's doing the business. And then obviously Rasmus Højlund, our number one striker, definitely going to be starting. So that's my starting 11.
I
My
am
predicted
gonna
starting
remove
11 for
two
this match.
players from
All
there
right.
because even
Okay.
in the app, the way I did it, I'm gonna remove
Yeah.
Dalot and put Wan Bissaka, but I think he's
Yeah.
going to go with Wan Bissaka. Those forwards,
Yeah.
Gordon, uh, what's this idiot's name?
Murphy.
Almiron, Murphy, all
Yeah.
those idiots, they are a
Guys.
problem. We need someone that is sharp. So I think he's going to go with Wan Bissaka. So
yeah.
Wan Bissaka is there. And surprise, surprise, I think he's going.
yeah.
I Now when I think about it, I actually think I'm gonna go back to the app and change. But I actually took
Yeah.
out with Source and I put Amrabat
Okay.
and Kobe Manu
Yeah.
with Bruno, and then the same front three that you had. I don't know
Yeah.
why,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't know why. I don't know why. I just feel that. And then maybe McSauce will come in as a substitute for one of those guys to add energy. Anyway, we'll see. But
And
that's
the reason why I think he's also gonna start McSauce because Newcastle are just big players. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
have a
It's a
feeling that he's
McSauce
gonna
kind
put
of game.
he's gonna put McSauce for he
For
doesn't
for,
even
for
do it.
Joy Linton, because
Yeah,
that
yeah,
midfield, that
yeah,
what you said was so spot on by saying that these guys are so juiced up because they're just
yeah,
simple fucking players. You,
dudes,
you look at Joe Linton. Joe Linton was a striker. Now all of a sudden is the
fam.
hero. He's the machina. Like I'm trying to understand. Like, dude, Murphy, bruh. Murphy was like Murphy. We didn't even know where Murphy was. All of a
dude,
sudden, this
dude,
guy's come back
dude.
scoring
Like
goals like he's
non
possessed.
fam.
Where did he
Ah
come
man,
from?
this team,
Dan
it's
Burn, that long thing,
dude.
dude. Give it a rest. But nah, this
Yeah,
nigga
man.
will
Nah,
chase you down. He scores,
fam.
bruh, like he's got a sweet left foot, like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
All
you've
right,
got Isaac.
dude. But
Isaac
Isaac
is
is
a
quality.
baller.
He's quality. He's quality.
Hmm.
We can't argue that. But yeah, man.
Lindelof, people
Yeah,
are going to be exposed.
yeah,
People
yeah,
are
yeah.
going to be
True, true,
exposed.
true,
Those
true,
boys are
true.
flair players. They are
Yep.
very slippery. Heh.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Dude.
Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, man, let's wrap it up with score predictions. What do you think
I'm
the
going with the
outcome of
2-1.
this game? The
2
2-1
1 to us.
to
I don't know why.
United. Okay, 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 okay.
Don't know why.
All right, all
2
right,
1
all
to
right.
us.
No worries, no worries.
And
So yeah, man, I'm going with the 3-0 or 3-2, sorry.
to who?
To Newcastle. To
Hmm.
Newcastle.
We are
Yeah.
always, we have
Yeah.
never been on point. Like, we've never given the same, like, we've not
you,
even been close.
you know what's funny? The beginning of the season, I used to give my score prediction in favor of United. And I think you used to be opposite. You were in favor of the opposition. And now
Yeah.
it's like the tables have turned. And now I'm like, man, this team. And you know it's funny because even though we are winning, I'm still like we're going to which is so weird, fam. Even though the
Bro,
stats say that we're the best on form team and
in the
we're
in
six
the
goals, and
Prem, yeah.
dude, I'm still like, kinda nah, United, I don't trust them. But anyway, man, yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said. This is
Yeah,
obviously the
man.
match preview of Newcastle. And yeah, I guess with that being said, we'll check you guys out in the next episode. Obviously, if you guys still want to listen to the audio version, it's going to be uploaded on all your favorite podcasting streaming platforms. And yeah, with that being said, it's your boy D and your boy Benito, and we signing now.
Peace.
Peace.